Hey guys, it's Nova, and welcome to the final episode of Cupid. Last episode we got ending number 1, and I also did the epilogue since I felt that it kind of tied in with the way ending number 1 played out. And this time around I'm going to go and get the secret ending, which again, you actually had to get all of the other endings prior to this in order to unlock it. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and get started. Oh wait, not continue. Start! Okay, so as per usual, I will be hitting the skip button. And hold on one second, I'm actually just trying to... Okay. Sorry about that. Now let me continue. So we're gonna skip. And okay, so according to the guide that I had found that helped me get the ending number 1, I have to choose I fear for your safety. And alright. My poor child. So far, as I'm looking at this guide, it looks like most of the decisions for the secret ending, at least in the beginning, play out just as it did for acquiring ending number 1, so this should be interesting. Like, I'm trying to see which choice really plays a part into getting the secret. Well, I guess... Okay, never mind. It's hard to say. Of course I do. Oh, this one's different. At this time I have to say, didn't I tell you to leave? Before, I think I had to say, didn't I tell you people are cruel? Interesting. Okay. Skip. She led you astray. I'm glad you're back to me. Yeah, this one. Okay, retribution. Okay. And skip. Let's get to the bottom of this. Skip. Leave now while he's not looking. Okay, skip. Console her. Okay, here's another one that I think is gonna be okay. So, leave it alone this time. Okay, and skip. Does Galene's presence upset you? Skip. Okay, so interestingly, in the secret ending, like I think in the prior ending, I kind of had to pick the choices that were more towards Catherine, like, are you worried about Catherine? And then I think I had to click on the one that said it's obvious she'll abandon you. So this time around, I'm actually clicking the choices more towards Galene. So like the first one I picked about her being concerned about Galene's presence, and now it's saying that I have to choose it's obvious he's never going to look at you. Very interesting. Okay, skip. I hate this choice. Continue. Oh wow, right, this is going to be a lot of skipping right here. It just blows my mind that I've read all this already. Wow. Okay, so now, I have to, Oh, she's probably repulsed by you. Okay. Skip. And I think the next one is you fancy. Yep, you fancy him. Skip. Take the key first, okay? Skip. Read more. Which I've already... Wait. Oh, okay. Startled me for a second. I thought that somehow I've missed a diary entry. Okay, so now... Do it for me. To destroy him. Maybe not. No, you are not. He will never change. What do you intend to do? Will that even work? Ooh. Okay, here's a bit of dialogue that I hadn't seen before. Let me go back so I can get context. I should have abandoned you years ago. You cannot hurt me anymore, Mother. I know that you love me. You are my memory. As such, I want to remember you as the person who cared for me. Oh, okay. I forget exactly what she said in this I remember this particular saying, but it was much different, you know, because before it was tinged with, maybe she's gonna, you who stayed with me despite my burden to your soul. Yeah, because before, when Rosa said this to her, it was more negative in context. Like, she kind of said that even though you basically beat me, I still love you. Here, she's really... Okay, interesting. Oh, never mind. She still brings it up. Not the tainted woman who abused me. Okay, fair enough. Don't make her forget that. Okay, plead. And... Oh, okay, yes. And... Skip. You love him, don't you? I think every other time I've had to pick why. So that's interesting. Okay. And I understand. Ooh, okay, let's go back a little bit. He taught me how to be strong. I was happy knowing him. Okay, that one little sentence. Okay, skip. So be it. Please take care of yourself. Ah, and instead of saying I love you, I have to say goodbye, which is very final. Okay. Ooh, achievement unlocked, freedom. Okay, so interesting. Remember I had said before that when I was looking at the decisions that I had to make for getting ending number 1, that it told me to save right before there? I guess theoretically I could have just... Oh no, maybe it... No, that's not true, because I think a lot of the choices that I made up until when I made that save file probably wouldn't have helped me get onto the secret ending path. Alright, not a big deal, but I still got that achievement, which is cool. Alright, so let's skip, and I guess it'll stop when we actually get to the secret ending part, or at least dialogue we haven't seen yet. Wow, I'm getting a little concerned that it hasn't stopped yet. Oh. We have stopped. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, this is when he basically... Ooh, and this music's different. I can give you love, Rosa. Forget Catherine or your mother. They are remnants of a bitter past. How long are you going to hang on to their memories anyway? Don't look so troubled, darling. Enough of such moody, sentimental topics. They bore me. Instead, why don't we start thinking about possibilities? Actually, wait, I think... Okay, so let's skip again. Ooh, okay, it stopped. Alright, so what was right before that? Sorry, I probably should have just... Oh, okay. Sometimes it's hard when you skip, because then you're not really sure of the context of when the dialogue stops, what's going on. So this is basically when he's trying to coax Rosa into staying with him. So then she basically starts having a panic attack, and she's like, "Mother, I need to hear your voice." So then this pops up, okay? And how do I... There we go. Rosa wiped her tears. He was right. She was alone now. Mother had left her. Whether for good or ill, she was not sure. This was her choice, wasn't it? But the thought of being alone out there in the world scared her. Where would she go? How would she even begin? She felt vulnerable. But here was somebody who would stay with her. A new beginning. It was almost too good to be true. She stared at Galeem's outstretched hand. Almost at once, she understood what he meant. Love. Have you heard the rumor about love? It is never pure. And I got an achievement called Never Pure. He only wanted her for his benefit. That was fine. It was mutual. Who was to say that this wasn't love, no matter how twisted? Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that right now. Two broken people existing together, edges cutting skin as they drew close. It sounded pathetic, desperate, foolish. But what was it really? The world was less lonelier, less empty. Okay, yeah, I kind of see where they're... Yeah. That alone was worth everything. The sea of despair engulfs unwanted, jettisoned hearts. We struggle with the weight of our existence tied to our ankles, without anything to cling onto. We drown in its cold embrace, pondering our own solitude. Love is the mask of the beast called need. She took his hand. Galeem smiled as Rosa sighed in submission. He pulled her into a hug, and Rosa let his warmth fill the gaps of her lonely, confused heart. He terrified her. He was hideous. She shone a light at his true face and saw the monster hiding beneath the shadows. Yet in her fear, she was also helplessly captivated. His arms were comforting. His heartbeat soothed her own. It thumped in time with hers. She could still change him, right? She stared into his eyes. He would be lost without her. Wasn't she the only one who could help him? Then she had to try. A tiny voice screamed its protest. For how long? To what ends? What is my bargain? But then Galeem kissed her. The doubt stopped, muffled by the blood rush as their lips touched. This is still so weird considering I know the relationship between these two. Instantly, a sweet taste exploded in her mouth. Oh. So long has she craved that taste. It was toxic. Yeah, I agree. The sweetest poison. Rosa pulled away in fear. Galeem, I don't want to feed. I will not feed from other people. Then don't. Galeem pushed a strand of hair away from her face. I won't force you. Okay, well, you know what? That's commendable of you. Ah, okay. I kind of thought that that's where they were going with this, since, usually, like, that whole scene, like, when, he went to, put out his hand for her to, for her to grab, and in the, ending number 2 and 4, I think it was, where she both, she stabs him. One ending, obviously, with a kitchen knife, and one ending with the knife from his bedroom. So, this is basically showing us what happens when, she actually just goes along with it. So, I don't know, like, I feel like in both of those endings, he probably would have been okay with that, too. Like, maybe that's what he was sort of suggesting, that, if you come with me, then basically this is what you're going to have to do to survive. Like, you'll have to feed off of me, because I think he knew by this point that Rosa was not going to want to feed off of other people like he had been doing. The better question is, like she was saying, I think a few minutes ago, is can she change him? Because I think it's sort of suggesting that he probably will continue to feed off of others, but maybe there's hope that she can change him so that he could be like her? I don't know. But in any event, but to survive, you have to learn to feed from me. One step at a time. What if I hurt you? I never actually thought of that aspect. Like, how would that work? Because supposedly you're draining the person's life force when you do this. But he can't, quote-unquote, get injured unless it's a direct... That is a very good point, Rosa. He grinned. I have a lot of love to give. Rosa averted her face. Please stop hurting people, Galeem. It was not an opinion anymore, but a request. She expected to be turned down again, but Galeem appeared to ponder it. Okay. Rosa looked up at him. Interesting. So, ending well, we never find out exactly in 2 and 4. Although, it's probably more suggested in 4 that he would have probably still kept doing it. And then we already know for a fact that he kept doing it in ending number 3. In ending number 1, it's kind of implied that he learned better ways to satiate his hunger. Okay. You managed to make a more appealing offer after all. Alright, holy crap. I shall do it. Really? Yeah, I'm like, Rosa, really? As long as you're with me, I will do whatever you wish. I need time to get used to it, however. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Because sometimes you can't just quit stuff cold turkey. Not just simply because it's hard to do so, but in some cases it could be even disastrous. Like, sometimes, like, you have to kind of inch away from your addictions or whatever, if that makes sense. Don't worry. Now that I have you, I won't have to feed to the point that a person is sucked dry. I will take only what I need. Does that console you? Rosa closed her eye and sighed. Do you promise? Do you promise not to take more than what is needed? Of course. Anything for you, Rosa. He grinned at her easily. A nervous pang of doubt churned in her stomach once again. Which I can't blame her, because I think I said this before. If somebody you know, or that you're associating with, has had a history of doing, I don't know, a certain something, I think realistically it's okay to have a slight tinge of doubt, or pang of doubt, within you, because you're always going to wonder, even though you might have a good relationship with this person, if at some point that's going to change. So, that's understandable. Rosa hesitated. Galeem held her face in his hands and looked deep into her eye. Rosa, you don't know how much I appreciate you. I have been alone for so long, but now I know where I belong. I belong with you. He said this earnestly. His face emanated genuine bliss, like that of an innocent child. His thumb caressed her cheek. To know that she was the cause of this happiness struck her with ecstasy. Doubts were swept under the covers, along with voiceless things and secrets. At that moment, she knew she would believe anything he said. As do I. Galeem, I have always... Ooh, okay. Galeem pushed her against the wall into a deeper kiss, their bodies moving closer. His hand slid down her waist. It made the hairs on her neck stand up. It was rougher this time, the taste a little stronger. His tongue was vital in her mouth. She felt simultaneously weak and alive. An ebb and a flow. A push and a pull. A waltz. They were feeding on each other. The activity was draining but maddeningly euphoric. Galeem pulled back, both their breaths labored and heavy. Blood dashed to his face. His ears were hot. His lower lip trembled. He clutched his chest in surprise to find his heart racing. Oh, so that's, you know what, that's interesting. So maybe that's kind of alluding to the fact that when he's done that with other people, like, it never even stirred his heart. That's interesting. What a curious sensation. He had never wanted anything so desperately in his life. Galeem caressed Rosa's face in utter devotion. You are exquisite. His warm breath was on her ear, low and barely audible. Thank you for existing. Well, I think in part you have yourself to thank for that too, but I'm not even going to get into that. Oh, goodness. The candle lost the last of its light, plunging the room into darkness. Two figures in the shadows intertwined and melted into each other like wax. That's pretty poetic to put it, you know. Dark fairy tale was the achievement that I unlocked. Secret end, bliss. Okay. So, in a weird way, I have to take back what I said before, because I had said originally that there was no quote-unquote happy ending, like both of them lived and whatnot. This one, they both lived, just like they did in ending 1 and 3. But this one had, I guess you could say, the happiest outcome, because they learned to live with each other. No kidding, game. I unlocked the secret end. Good for you. Oh, and I got a new achievement, dedication. Thank you, game. And another achievement, unlocked all endings. 98% complete, wow. So I guess the other goodness, Nova, learn how to count. The other 2% is basically the tamer pictures, because I actually looked online. I found a gallery of of all the pictures unlocked, and like here we have the picture of her with the needles by her hand. Right next to it is the same exact picture, but there's not it's not as bloody. So basically, I was right in what I said earlier, in that the pictures that I haven't unlocked are basically the tamer versions of certain pictures. So like this one here, it's the same picture here, but her fingers and I guess the wall doesn't look as bloodied. So there's that. Same thing with this. Like if I had the mature filter, this picture wouldn't have shown up at all because of the blood on her knife and on his shirt. But here, and I think here, a picture of him on the ground would have been here with no blood on his shirt. Like, basically a lot of the pictures that aren't shown here are basically tamer versions of earlier shots. But, okay, interesting. So, all the pictures that were on this page were basically from the bonus sections. Because here's what we just did, I think, right? And, actually, extra origin. Because I did the secret ending. Let me see what this is. If it's nothing, I'll cut it out. If it's something, obviously you guys will see it. And you'll probably obviously be able to tell from the title of the episode. So let's see what this is. You unlock the origins bonus. Ooh! There'll be hints of Mother's backstory peppered throughout the game now. Her story will be tackled more in depth in a prequel or a separate story. Enjoy. Oh, cool. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, my phone went off. And it's funny because at one point I was kind of saying that I wanted to see more information about Mother, but you know what? I think I will explore that on my own outside of the series. And if they are in fact going to do a prequel or a separate story in more detail about that, I would definitely read it because I think it would help humanize Mother a little bit more. Again, I still don't really care for her character, but knowing what she's done, you know, for Rosa, at least in the better endings, you know, I appreciate her a bit more. The other endings, she can go fuck herself, basically. And, yeah, that was Cupid, guys. Weird way, I'm gonna kind of miss this series, to be honest. I really didn't think I was gonna get this attached to the characters and get so invested in a visual novel that's free. Like, a lot of the times, the visual novels that really pull you in are the really, really long visual novels. And, you know what? No, I'm not even going to get into that much detail, because I do plan on doing, like, a full review of this, series in another, you know, I have another series where I basically review games and shows and stuff that I have watched or played. So I think I'll review Cupid in full detail there, to give you guys my final thoughts on this series, but definitely did enjoy this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this too. And, I don't know what lies ahead for me next. Like, I don't know what I'm going to play in place of Cupid now that it's done. But in any event, I do hope I get to see you again on the channel again, guys. Take care.